Time, almost lost the cup and you win it. The new European champions, the treble, the dream come true for you.
Oh, I can't believe that. I can't believe that. Football, bloody hell.
Hello guys, it's first stream in a while. We're back with a debate about Manchester United's past 12 to 18 months. Today I'm with Isaac. How are you?
I can't hear you, mate. Hold on.
You can't hear me? We've been having trouble with StreamYard. Can you hear me now? We are having trouble. It's proper scuffed. I just want to inform you guys, the intro clip will be changed. On the situation of the recent events, I'm not going to speak about the situation. However, just bear with us while we get this sorted. However, there are links in the description for domestic abuse helplines and other things like that. We are having a lot of trouble with StreamYard right now. Yeah, I could hear Isaac too. Let me just message him. I'll just message him now. All right, he's back. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, all right. So, how are you?
Yeah, I'm all right. That's nothing.
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. As I was just saying, the intro clip will be changed, and in light of obviously recent events, which I'm not going to speak about too much, there's domestic abuse helplines and things like that in the description. I'm not going to speak about the situation other than that until there's an outcome.
Anyone afraid to speak up, just don't, because at the end of the day, what she went through, a lot of people might have gone through as well. So just be aware of where people are around you that can help you.
Of course, yeah, of course, 100%. I agree with you. And no matter what situation you're in with a struggle of mental health, never be afraid to reach out. That's all. I'll just leave it at that at this point. And I do hope everyone in the chat is well. So today we're going to be discussing Manchester United's past 12 to 18 months. And it's been a very rocky road recently, hasn't it, over the past 2 years? A road which has been very emotional, and we've had some great moments.
Yeah.
Now, before we start, we're going to talk about the 2021 season. But before we start on that, I want to get your opinion on, so at the start of the 2020-21 season and going through the season, what was your opinion on Ole Gunnar Solskjaer?
Ole?
Yeah.
Mate, I love the guy, but you got to be frank. Was he out of his depth towards the end? Probably. Like, I'll be honest, I was quite firmly Ole in because he wasn't really backed that season anyway to get the players we should have got. Donny van der Beek was like a precious signing by the fans. I don't think he really wanted Donny van der Beek. Tellers we needed anyway, but the players we should have got, like Upamecano, who else we were linked to that summer, I forget. Sancho, the main one, obviously Sancho. Yeah. The guys we should have got, like a holding midfielder, they didn't come in.
Yeah, it's
so
been
far along. I didn't think he would get sacked. But after the Liverpool game, Wright was on the wall. But to be honest, it was done.
I think I do agree with you at this point. If we're actually looking on whether Ole had to go or not, but we'll get more into that like soon. So with the 2021 season, we finished. So obviously it was all behind closed doors.
Second in 2 competitions.
Yeah.
At that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now, I don't think the second in the Premier League is that bad, because if you actually look at it, Manchester City won 26 games on the row, and who else is going to really beat them to that? No one else is really going to beat
30 points off, wasn't it?
Yeah.
13 and how many games do drop points towards the end? Like, we drop points. This happens all the time.
Sheffield United. Yeah.
So,
I agree. I agree.
Changed like the outlook of the season.
Yeah. Well, yeah, you're completely right. We always drop silly points where we don't need to drop points, and it's just it's very stressful. But I want to get your opinion on the signing. So obviously, I'm going to go right back to when Ollie first made his signings.
Oh, so
Harry
going back,
Maguire.
Daniel
Yeah.
James times, is it?
Yeah. I actually liked Daniel James. I didn't love him as a player or anything like that. I just think he tried his best for the team. And in a time where we haven't got many players that do that, then
Worth a punt on him, but he just wasn't good enough quality for Man United.
No, I agree. I 100% agree with you. And it's a very sort of weird situation because he was literally about to sign for Leeds just as we signed him. Did they announce it?
No, it was similar to, I don't know if how close the hair was with Real Madrid, but that for Keir with Liverpool, it collapsed at the final stage, so it didn't happen in the end. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, and I think that was. What would you rate that signing out of 10 throughout his whole time with us?
Best, even 6 is generous. I'd have to go 5 because I could say he gave moments, but the consistency wasn't there. I didn't have the quality, to be honest. I can't give him more than a 5. 5 is generous, even 5, to be honest.
Fair enough. Personally, I would give him 5 too, and it's not nothing towards him. It's just at the end of the day, he just wasn't good enough quality. And then we go to Harry Maguire now, and I've heard
Harry Maguire, but go on.
I've heard from someone. I shared the links saying that you were going to be in my podcast last night. It was, and someone said that you used to love Maguire. What is your opinion on Maguire now?
No, I'll be honest. I love most of our players, but I've said this loads of times with Harry Maguire. He's a top draw centre-back. He's just quite overhated. And we should have bought him for 40 million in 2018 instead of 80 million the year afterwards. He wouldn't have had so much hate if it wasn't for the price tag, if I'm honest. That's how it works these days.
Yeah, I do.
We overspent on Fred, Wan-Bissaka and Maguire. We spent too much. That's all it came down to, really.
Yeah, you're completely right. And
back undisputed.
But we're gonna get into like the club's approach to signings more as well, because I think they've taken a better approach recently, and I know a lot of people aren't agreeing with me on this when I've spoken to them about it.
It's a lot better, undisputed.
100%, 100%. And I personally think not signing anyone this window, in January was a good decision. Personally,
I can't 100%. I mean, outgoings was pretty good, but if you can sign Zakaria for 6 million, I mean, there's no reason why we should have not gone for that. That's just back pocket cash to Man United.
Yeah.
And Kamara, we were offered, and we didn't go for it. I don't understand.
It is a bit mental, but then
it's kind of a priority position considering the man Matic is on his last legs at this stage of his career.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah. Right, so we're going to the FA Cup final. Semi-final it was, weren't it? Did we get knocked out in the semi-final?
No, quarter-final by Leicester last year.
Yeah, that was it, yeah. Sorry, I'm thinking of the year before that.
Well, I know you love Lamptey, but we're not having Wan-Bissaka talks. Bruno Fernandes, Cavani.
Oh, right, yeah, no, I'm going to go into that now. So, that final, our signings over the past 5 years have just cost us in that final. Maguire cost us.
Which game?
Against Leicester. Fred cost us.
Leicester, yeah.
And Wan-Bissaka cost us. Now,
Dean Henderson was shocking. Maguire didn't play well. Yeah. Fred had a horrendous game.
I'm not sure what Ollie was thinking. Did he play Galop? Was that last season?
He came off the bench. I don't know. I think a Galop might have left at that point because it would have been
it's all been a mess. But at the end of the day, we should have won that match. And
no, FA Cups are good. We could have won that easily.
Yeah, and it goes down to the recruitment again now with Aaron Wan-Bissaka, which you were just asking about now.
I'm trying to think because that game, I remember Fred giving away a stupid goal and Henderson a couple of times. I don't remember everything happened.
Well, I know Wan-Bissaka, his positional sense is just terrible anyway.
It's not amazing. But I'll tell you what is with him. Before, I rate Maguire 7 out of 10, and there's a good reason. Because he starts seasons very slowly, and then when he grows into it, he's usually our best defender. So 7 across his 2-3 seasons is quite fair, in my view.
What's your thoughts on Maguire as captain, actually? Because personally, I don't think he's captain material.
When we got smashed by Tottenham last year?
Yeah.
I was saying maybe you take the captaincy off him to take pressure off him, because I could see like his confidence was in the mud. Luke Shaw just went through another planet last year, and Maguire did as well. Like he had an amazing season afterwards, but it was like, maybe no, he's captain material, but he's not the best captain at Man United. That's the thing we're talking about here. He is definitely. Just, is he the best one we have? Because in my opinion, the captain should have been Pogba years ago, or David De Gea.
I'd give it De Gea.
The reason you give it to Pogba is because he clearly plays better with the armband. He clearly plays a lot better.
He does, but Pogba doesn't play consistently enough, and
no,
that
I'm saying that when he did play, the armband, I see a better performance from him. That's why.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, we'll get into the other two that you mentioned as well, and the signings in a minute. I'll just go through the chats. Connor says, "Afternoon, mate. I hope you're all right." Amani says, "Yo, I hope you're all right too." Gavin says, "Afternoon, both. I could hear both of you. That's when we were having audio issues. Can we talk about January transfers for United, please? First, please. We have mentioned it briefly, but we will mention it. We will talk about it soon." Karen is asking, "Where did you get your T-shirt from? It looks sick."
Man United store, isn't it? It's Cristiano Ronaldo. Bring it. What's it called? Back where it belong or something like that. Yeah.
It looks really good, that one. It does.
I got it. Oh, he's buying me.
Oh, have you? Yeah. Looks great.
Want to see it?
Yeah, you can get it, yeah.
All right, mate.
Robbie and Kind says, "Hello, I hope you are all right."
It's the black one.
The black. Oh, it looks really good, that. I'd actually wear that, like going outside. Yeah, it looks really good. How's things? Daniel James was sick and loved the club, needed a proper coach, and he'd have succeeded.
Probably.
Collapsed due to Swansea owner not replying / calling back, then the window shut.
Something like that.
Left him undelivered.
That was on Amazon, isn't it? Amazon Leeds had an Amazon thing, I think.
Pace merchant. That's Daniel James. I wouldn't call him a pace merchant. I would say he's got more than that. But
I mean, you could put him kick it and run, but he's all right. He's nothing amazing.
No, yeah. I think he's all right. Yeah. Scored more than Danny Van der Beek.
And I know you love Rashford, right? But I'll be honest, the rating of this is what I think. Harry Maguire's captain, and obviously Bruno Fernandes is very vice. But I'll be brutally honest, Marcus Rashford is the future captain of this team. I'll be honest with you.
Oh no, I actually agree with you.
Listen, these days now, there's not many one club players. Like Rashford is the modern day Gary Neville. Like he's a one club man. So
I actually agree with you.
I think Rashford wear the armband in like 5 to 10 years.
I mentioned this very briefly. I think it might have been back in November. It was very briefly, and then sort of the sort of talk moved away from, especially when Rashford was struggling in form. It moved away from Rashford to Bruno.
It's on now, but he will be future captain for me.
I agree with you, because not just as a footballer, but for a man to take on a stubborn Tory government and make U-turns is incredible.
Politics on this show.
We've got to say it. We've got to say with Rashford to do that, but it's incredible.
I mean, they call Harry Kane the saint, but the true saint is Marcus Rashford. Really.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I would give him captaincy too. Actually, Imani says
they're not right now.
No. Yeah. I completely agree. Imani says 7 for Maguire is very generous for Maguire. I know that Imani doesn't rate him.
I could go 6, but I mean, his good moments outweigh the bad. Like he starts seasons very badly, and then he seems to have come into fruition. Like Ralph did what Ollie should have done, rest him up, because he's burnt out. When I look at Maguire, he looked burnt out. So he playing too many games. Yeah, Harry Maguire, Bruno Fernandes, Aaron Wan-Bissaka,
and Rashford as well.
Who else gets played? Marcus Rashford. These players are burnt out. They need rest. So Luke Shaw, they played too many games. So you got to rotate. Like they play 80, 90 games a season. It's not possible.
Robbie says, personally, and being serious, I'd rather start Phil Jones over Maguire. I'd have Jones.
Jones did well the other game he played. I'll be honest with you. The only centre back I have issue with is Lindelof. The thing is, Jones is like, he should have gone years ago, but he's not going to go. So, but Lindelof's the one I have problems with, but I'll go into that later.
Okay. That's controversial, because I'm starting to really like Lindelof.
You know, I used to love him, but I gave up on him a long time ago. But
fair enough.
I'll tell you why.
So we'll go into Bruno Fernandes now. What a signing!
It's hard because like he's so good, but it's like I can't give him any less than an 8. my original rating's a 9. He's only 8, and that's kind of harsh because of how good he's been. But it's because of the fact that we should have won something with him by now. Sevilla, we lost. Should have won that. Semi-final. Semi-final against Chelsea. Yeah, the players were burnt out, but that's another semi-final. Leicester quarter-final. Villarreal final. And Man City semi-finals. So, like, we should have won a trophy by now under him. But it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah,
I would
trophy this season, I think.
I think we're going to win the Champions League this season, but we'll get into that.
I can't. I said we'd win Champions League last year, and it didn't go right. But I'll be honest. I think we'll get to semi-finals, and then we'll see what happens. Depends if we get the draw. We need to get what Chelsea did last year. Nice draw, and then you might win it. Hopefully
we do.
There's no two ways about it. Man United are contenders. Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with you. I completely agree. But I want to go into sort of squad management now.
Yeah.
It's very publicly documented that Solskjaer struggled with squad management. But what I've been thinking about a lot, especially since he got sacked, where did all that start? Because during Project Restart, when the midfield was Matic, Herrera, and Pogba, it was
that was the original 3, but it was Matic.
Sorry, yeah, that was
Pogba
the original 3.
Yeah,
sorry, yeah.
Times.
Yeah, it was Fernandes. Yeah, that was the original 3 back in 2018 and 19, and then Project Restart was Matic, Pogba, and Fernandes. That was my bad.
Yeah.
No, I think so. It sort of ties into the where did the Scott McTominay and Fred partnership come into play, and I think it was the night when Pogba dropped that huge bombshell that he was going to leave before RB Leipzig game in the Champions League.
Possibly, but I think we could go before that, before Leipzig. Leipzig is Christmas time. I think the moment McFred became a proper thing was after we got smashed by Tottenham. Because what happened was when we got taken apart, I know if Martial sending off changed the game, it'd probably been like 5-3 instead of 6-1, but we'd have lost anyway. But that game swung the red card, obviously. But McFred was born from that game because every top 6 game from then, we played McFred and we kept keeping clean sheets to protect Maguire and Lindelof because we know as a partnership they didn't particularly, they struggled, really.
Yeah,
so
So I want to get your opinion on the actual 2 individual players because it's very well known from people who watch these streams and follow my Twitter as you do that I love Scott McTominay and I actually rate Fred, but I love Scott McTominay so much more. What is your opinion on Scott McTominay?
You know, he's actually a decent player that came through academy. He's the same thing with Lindelof, to be honest. I used to really like, maybe 2-3 years ago, they were up there with my favourite players because of the fact of how they were playing and performance-wise. I couldn't really argue with how they were playing. Of the last 2 years, I've not been impressed. Not because he's not good, but the qualities he possesses, he's big, he's 6'4". He wins every aerial battle, basically, and he's got goals in him, which is loads of ticks. But at his age, he's 24 years old. He's not like this kid that just came through like someone else that I can't really name right now. But Scott McTominay is 24. I think he should be one of the best midfielders in the league, and he's miles off that at his age.
I disagree. I think as a box-to-box player, not as a CDM, don't get me wrong. As a box-to-box player, I think he's the most underrated player in the league.
He's underrated, but he should be talked about in the breaths of Neves or not necessarily Pogba, but someone like Rice. He should be talked about as one of the better players in the league, and he's not because he's bad, because he's not progressed. It's the same with players like Dele Alli at Tottenham who didn't progress. Or Ødegaard, they should be up there with the best players in the world, but they're not at their age because they had when they were a lot younger.
I do think there's
player, don't get me wrong, but he's not who I would have in my midfield.
Fair enough. What about Fred? Because I would personally have McTominay over Fred. But what is your opinion on Fred?
I think if Fred had the height of McTominay, he'd be just as good as Fabinho. Controversial, but if Fred had height, he ticks nearly every box. Maybe he can't shoot like everyone else, but he's tenacious, a good tackler, he's fast. And the tackling's important because when I watch Scott McTominay in matches, he just fouls people and doesn't know where to position himself, where to tackle. So he reminds me of Paul Scholes in tackling-wise, where he couldn't win the ball cleanly without cleaning someone up. Sometimes you need to whack into someone. That's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But you need to not give away stupid fouls in good positions where we could get a counter-attack or whatever.
I
Because a
completely
player
agree
like
with you.
McTominay, he's clumsy. Fred will win the ball cleanly most times. That's why I like him. And he moves the ball faster. Like, he's not rotating his body. Like, even Matic is older, but he moves the ball quicker than him, which is
No,
important.
I do actually agree with you on that. That's a very good point. And
You have
it's
to
something
move
that
the
I
ball.
mentioned. Yeah, 100%. And it's something that I mentioned as well. We give away too many stupid fouls and give away the ball way too much. It's so frustrating to watch.
Absolutely. We're in the ball,
Yeah. And then there'll be, like, let's say Rashford's making a run, or there's a Fernandez in free space or whatever. We're
Yeah,
not
I know.
going to just
Ronaldo playing every time. Yeah, I know.
yeah,
100%.
100 exactly. And we're both on the same page with that. But
Don't get me twisted. Fred does a couple of dodgy passes, but with Fred, I can accept that. He's not the greatest passer in the world, but he's at least will get the stuck in, and he wins the ball cleanly, and it helps the team. Like, if I go back to Sevilla match when we lost in the semi-final, just after lockdown, right? So we finished third, isn't it?
Yeah.
And the FA Cup gets thrown away. But like that game, De Gea, I think I'm not going to blame De Gea, but Brandon Williams was shocking. Maguire, Lindelof, the whole back four was shocking.
Yeah.
Martial, Rashford, Greenwood, terrible because they had about 10 one-on-ones. We kept missing the chances. The best players on the pitch were Bruno, Pogba, and Fred. They were controlling that midfield back to front defensively, and we're creating like so many. We had 15 chances, and we missed like 10 one-on-ones that match, and we should have Sevilla that game.
Yeah, I agree with you.
I was convinced that was our midfield three for the future. Fred could be our holding midfielder, Pogba advanced, and then you have Bruno in behind the strikers. But Fred is not like one of those players that's really, he's an 8. Just like McTominay and Fred are both 8s. They just do a job as a CDM.
Yeah, I agree.
McTominay had decent enough positioning. He could actually be our holding midfielder, but his positioning is not great. So it doesn't help his game a lot.
No, yeah, I agree with basically everything you said. And I want to get your opinion on like, obviously we've already relatively spoken about Ollie, but when was it the exact point of the Liverpool game where you said he's basically got a goal, or was it?
When you get smashed by 5 at your rivals, like no matter what happens, when we play there on the 19th of March, minimum we have to win at Anfield. Like I'm being deadly serious. When you get smashed that scoreline, you have to win. Even if we don't win 5-0, like we need to recover that score because that is embarrassing. Like that was shocking.
It was painful.
Maybe it's not a 5-0 game, but it was that the writings on the wall after that match.
It was a 5-0 game from
no,
someone
it was,
who was
but I mean, like, it was avoidable. The goals are so avoidable. Like, it's Bruno Fernandes, Keita goes down the other end and scores. Like, it's very preventable.
It reminded me a lot of when we lost 4-0 against Everton. Also,
I remember that. Yeah,
and it reminded me of, it just looked like the players had stopped playing. Now, I want to ask you, where do you think it all went wrong? Because when I look back and I think, where did it all go wrong? I look back at that Aston Villa game at home this season.
Yeah, no, that was bad. Bruno missed Sky in the penalty,
Yeah, I think that's where it all started to go wrong, and things started to sort of show, cracks started to show, and then we lost against...
No, I don't think this is just Aston Villa or Liverpool problem. I think this is a Man United issue because... analyse and go through every goal that they scored. Like Luke Shaw, generally speaking, every time against Salah does absolutely nothing. But that game, Salah didn't have to beat Luke Shaw. He just peeled off the back and scored tap-ins and rebound or a finish at the far post. Like, it wasn't as if he had to beat Luke Shaw, Maguire, or anything.
It was like our whole, this season in general, excluding the past few games, it's like our whole defensive structure has fallen apart. Not just defensive errors, defensive structure.
But I don't know. It's not necessarily defensively because that's an issue, but that's avoidable. We could avoid having to get attacked to our own goal. There's a ways of avoiding it. So even if you go back to when Bruno Fernandes missed a sitter in like the first minute, when Keita scores, Liverpool play out from the back, right?
Yeah.
The man who shan't be named, who started pressing Robertson, does a shit press. Then it's like a whole back four. I don't know if I can swear, but the whole back four.
No, yeah, you can swear, yeah.
Yeah, no, the whole back four decides to get dragged out. Wan-Bissaka gets dragged in. Maguire gets Lindelof was it Varane? No, it was Varane or Lindelof. One of them gets dragged in. Maguire's got to cover a massive space, and Luke Shaw's got a Jota, Salah, and Trent all on one side trying to attack it. And Keita's got the whole of Old Trafford to put in a empty net. So the press is why that goal was conceded, not because we were bad defensively. Like when the bad press starts, if you don't press properly as a team, it affects the whole movement of everyone got dragged out of position. So that's why we can see the goal. That's all it came down to for that goal specifically.
Yeah,
But
I noticed that a lot where we get dragged. We get dragged out of position a lot with our defense, and it ends up to a point where there's no one there. Like there's just no one there, and you're like, how has that happened?
Your press is lazy and half-hearted. It's not going to work. So you just allow them to come onto you and make space. Because if you let Firmino just turn and make an angle, it's not going to help. Firmino will literally do that to any team, and that's what he done. So
your point about like lazy pressing and that, do you think more of it was down to Ollie not being good enough, or do you think more of it was down to
I think players? We can the social for being out of depth what we like. The players were lazy.
Yeah.
The players, at the end of the day, people always would slam Ollie, but the players would get ridiculous amount of free passes, and it was like come to a point where they would get away with murder in many games, and not get any blame.
They still do that. I would argue. They're very lazy.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer cannot go on the pitch and do your job for you. He's the guy that tells you what to do. If you don't follow the instruction, it's not going to change anything. So,
yeah, I agree. Do you think so? On the coaching staff, not just Ollie. So on the coaching staff,
coaching staff's shambles. The thing is, right? I don't even know any of the coaching staff at Liverpool or Manchester City. I don't know any of them. I don't know any of their names. We know all of them, and they all seem to be bang average at best. And I don't get it.
I would argue that Kieran McKenna, which we have heard good stories about Kieran McKenna, isn't bang average.
Yeah, no, I don't know. He was okay. I mean, I think Carrick was a good guy, but Carrick, he kind of just let Ollie do his thing. He wasn't really impactful, like, because when he had his 3 games in charge, there was a big difference, and his decisions actually influenced the team positively towards getting the results, like winning in Villarreal away, snatching a draw at Stamford Bridge, even though we got battered, and the Arsenal game as well. I think it was.
Yeah, it was. And it was a very sort of tough week for Man United.
Yeah, we got 7 points out of 9, which is impressive.
Definitely. It was very impressive. Now, I would argue that Kieran McKenna, he's definitely doing well.
Is that Ipswich? I don't know what to think of him because I don't know how good he is as a manager. He was an assistant coach, so I don't know.
Yeah. No, yeah, you're right, yeah. But and I might feel, and I would just say he's probably a little bit past his time at this point.
Possibly, but I would only give Phil the benefit of doubt because he was successful here when he was managing. So
yeah, I agree. Now, on the season overall, like 2020 and 21, do you think it was a good season? What would you give it out of 10?
Speaking, the objective of the season was to close the gap. We weren't winning the league was not really the objective because of the signings we got. It didn't really give us the option to say, yeah, we're going to be title contenders that season because we just had to close the gap to the other 2, which is City and Liverpool, which we did do. Liverpool collapsed, which is different for them. But City, obviously, they went down a little bit. They declined a bit, but they still won the title with 86 points is what a regular season would be like. But these days, you have to get 90 or 95 points. So it's different. But
yeah, I agree.
It came second, and it was reasonably good season. It wasn't bad, particularly.
I think it was reasonably good. I think we had some very good moments, and what I've always said about that season in particular is when it was good, it was really good. But then when it was bad, it was really bad. There was never any in between.
But knocked out both cups at one point, and then you get just focus on the league and it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and again, the transfer window this season, obviously we're expecting to win it all after this transfer window, aren't we?
Yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo, Rafael Varane, and Jadon Sancho. I said we were going to win the league. I'm not ashamed to admit that. I said we'd win the league.
I think we all did at that point of signing Ronaldo. As soon as we signed Ronaldo
in the league, that's how confident I was.
Wow.
Generally speaking, that's how confident I was.
Now Varane, I want to get your opinion on Varane because it seems like to me he's not settled in fully. Although he's had some monster performances.
He hasn't played a regular, hasn't played 10 on the bounce. He needs to, get regular run and get, he's probably the best. Yeah, he's the best centre back at the team. So he will have to bed into that side next to, because at the end of the day, you need to build partnerships. Him and Harry Maguire, in my opinion, is the best partnership. I think Eric Bailly, if he wasn't so erratic, he would actually be one of the best centre backs in the league, not just our team. And I can speak about Lindelof if you want, but Jones should have gone years ago. But he put a shift in when we lost to Wolves. He played very well. I can't take it away from him. If you want my thoughts on Lindelof, I mean, I could say now, later, whenever you like.
No, yeah, you seem to be very eager to talk about Lindelof, so go on.
I don't really want to talk about it, to be honest, but I can if you like.
Go on.
No, it's not. He's bad. He's actually a decent centre back, but he's very weak. And what I find about someone like him, if you're a defender, your best attribute should not be passing. Like, it doesn't make sense. Your best attribute as a defender cannot be passing. He's not David Luiz. Like, you can't just be a good passer of the ball and switch it long and that sort of. You have to be good at defending, firstly, because that's your job.
I think he's good.
No,
enough,
he's
personally.
reasonably good, but like, I can't. When I see players like Zaha and Vardy just sending him to the floor and out muscling him, like, I'm like, you're not good.
Yeah.
Like, that's not good enough.
Yeah, I do.
The game I gave up on him was Crystal Palace at home, the first game of the season, 2020-21, when we got embarrassed by Palace. Donny van der Beek's first game, and he scored. Zaha just sent him flying, and he scored. Like, I was like, what are you doing?
I remember that. I remember that game.
I've watched him into the FA Cup match against Villa. He was atrocious, and he literally, if I remember, he did some horrendous touch, and Ollie Watkins nearly scored.
Yeah, he did.
And he posted it on Instagram as if that's a good thing.
Oh yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Eric Bailly-esque, ain't it?
No, but Eric Bailly, like, I can, at least with him, it's like he'll throw his body in front of things, even if he's a rat and he does stupidness. Like, he'll throw his body in front of. Like, he's an old school defender, and he's more likable because he does the things that I like. But this idea, I'm gonna call Lindelof Iceman these days. No way. I called him Iceman maybe 2-3 years ago when he was hobbling on his hamstring, and he's managed to tackle, like, I forgot who it was. Funnily enough, I think it was Zaha. He pulled his hamstring and he tackled him, and that's when he was playing well. But that was a while ago. That's before Harry Maguire signed.
Carmen says hi. I hope you're all right, Carmen.
And Kian, mate, it's no coincidence Manchester United not won a trophy since he's arrived. It's no coincidence.
I'm not sure that's just his fault, though.
Jones started the FA Cup final over him. That says everything you need to know about Victor Lindelof. So,
yeah, I guess, but I don't think it's just Lindelof's fault, personally.
You got to blame has to go on other people. I love Wan-Bissaka. I love Luke Shaw over all of them, but they make big mistakes as well. And I can't just say it's one man.
Yeah.
Weak link of the four. Tellez was brought in because he was a sought-after left-back, and he was the most attacking. I think he got 41 assists and 19 goals for Porto. He was very sought-after, and we got him for cheap, considering he's Porto's captain. And obviously, he made Luke Shaw better. And I know you love Lamptey, isn't it? With right back in it.
Yeah, I do.
I only think that Lamptey transfer would ever work is if Dalot left the club. That's the only way.
Dalot has been performing to an unbelievable level.
If Dalot left, that's the only way you're going to see someone like Lamptey come in, I think.
Because
I think Ollie thought, Wan-Bissaka is the guy for the very, very far future. Not that he cannot be improved, that his end product can be better, but he has improved. Like, his crossing isn't as bad as it used to be, but I think of a guy like him, he just got to get his head down and keep playing. Because when he's at his best, Wan-Bissaka, he's a top draw right back. There's Manchester derbies, he always performs.
He's not got anything going forward, though.
I think he's underrated going forward. I don't think he's the best, don't get me wrong, but I think he's underrated. I think Lamptey's very exciting. Like, when I watch Brighton, I watch it for players like him, because Brighton are a very good team to watch these days. And Lamptey is very, very entertaining to watch.
Definitely.
I've got to say.
Definitely. I again, it's my dream side of United.
But I just think we'd have to sell to get
him. Hold on. Let me just get into the comments. Kine says Bailly is class.
He is class. Eric Bailly is a very good defender. It's just he's injury prone.
Very injury prone. I think he's
problem.
Yep. Dia says hello. I hope you're all right, Dia. Kine says, did Victor Shaggy
if he Shaggy Bird, I'd hate him more. Nah, as I said, he's not shit, but I'm not a fan of him. It's like it goes for Victor Lindelof, Scott McTominay, probably Dean Henderson. I've gone off him as well. It's a lot of players that I'm not a fan of these days.
Fair enough. Carmen says I'm a Man City fan. Nice to see a new person in the chat, although I don't like the fact that you're a Man City fan. Dia says, I rate Lindelof. To be fair, he and Varane look better and can maintain a higher line compared to a Maguire, who does slow the play on the ball.
I know what you mean. I hear you with that one. Maguire is not when he gets to his feet, it does take not ages, but I get where he's coming from. I think with Maguire, as I've said this for a while, if Maguire had pace, he would tick nearly every box because he's good in the air and he's decent at tackling, that sort of thing. But like Varane ticks nearly every box because he's got recovery pace to get back towards his own goal. But like I always said, if you put a fast centre back next to Maguire, he will get the best out of him. So maybe Stones isn't blistering pace, but he's quick enough. You know, someone like Varane and Eric Bailly. Even when before Varane came, I think Maguire and Bailly was very good together as well.
I agree with you. I remember the Aston Villa game.
Bad. It's just he's not the starting centre back for me.
No,
that's
fair enough. Yeah. Armani says Maguire makes plenty of mistakes. A better young centre.
Let's not forget Maguire and Varane are both 28. Like they will need to be replaced eventually. So
yeah,
someone like Tuanzebe, if he's got a future at the club, he's got to like play lots of games. Someone like him, for example, or Mengi or whoever you want.
Yeah. So team prediction for tomorrow, Drizzle says. I hope you're all right, Drizzle.
Go on, Kian. You go first, mate. Go on.
I don't know. It's going to be a very scuffed
I'll give
team,
mine.
isn't it? Pardon?
I'll give my team.
Yeah, go on.
Okay, so Middlesbrough, we're at home, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So Tellez can't play. Cavani can't play. Palestri can't play. Eric Bailly can't play. Anyone else?
The player who isn't a Man United player anymore.
Yeah, but he's not. He's I think his contract gets terminated, isn't he? But less about that.
Yeah.
Pray, I'll go Henderson, Dalot, Maguire, Jones.
Okay.
Shaw, Matic, Pogba, Mata, Alanga, Ronaldo, and Sancho.
Yeah, I'll go with Elanga, Ronaldo, Sancho, and then...
I'll get Rashford and Lingard off the bench if I can.
Okay, I'll go. I think De Gea will start, so I'll go De Gea.
I don't know.
Below.
Not De Gea because I think Aston Villa was a good team. That's why De Gea played. I think it'll be Henderson.
Possibly, yeah.
Well, Henderson's going to actually play. So
true, yeah. So I'll go Henderson then. I'll go Henderson, Galop, Maguire, Varane, Shaw, Matic, Pogba, Fernandes, Elanga, Ronaldo, and Sancho.
You're going quite strong, to be fair.
Yeah.
I think because we got the league coming up, so I'd have thought maybe put Jones, because players like Jones, Mata, Lingard, Dean Henderson, these are the type of games they need to be playing. It's Middlesbrough as well. It's not a Premier League team. Not to underestimate, we're playing Ronaldo in this game because Cavani's not playing. Well, you could play Rashford 9, but I think Ronaldo...
It wouldn't work.
Give Ronaldo 70 minutes or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Rotate. But
formation, it's 4-2-3-1, surely.
Yeah. I'd have put Jones with Maguire, and then I'd have... the formation's 4-2-3-1, I think, anyway. But
personally. I know it with 4-3-3.
Same thing, really.
Yeah. I'd bring Pogba last 30 minutes, wouldn't start him straight away. I think there's a lot of... I think... Did Ralph Rangnick say he might start? Yeah, I saw that.
Because Pogba is, you don't want to rush him back, but he has had a lot of time off. So maybe, I don't know, maybe start him off the game and sub him off. Ronaldo, we have 5 subs. So Ronaldo, Pogba, Sancho, these type of players, sub them off after when the game's wrapped up.
Yeah, hopefully we get the game wrapped up.
Middlesbrough knocked City out a few times, but that was quite a while ago.
For you guys who don't follow me on Twitter, so tomorrow I've got to go to Old Trafford early, 2 hours early.
Hey, Jamie Boston. I got a top of the league clash, so I can't even go. I want to go United.
Oh,
Atletico Madrid game, to be honest.
So I would have been going anyway, but I've got to go 2 hours early because Andy Mitten, I assume you
haven't in it. Lucky guy.
Yeah. Andy Mitten has said to go and speak to him about a possible collaboration on the podcast.
Big time, are you?
Hopefully.
Fabrizio already linking up.
Hopefully going to be big time, yeah.
I want to talk to Fabrizio at some point as well.
Oh, yeah. He's a great guy to talk to. Very good guy.
Because I think your account's got a decent enough following to like him to commit his time to. If you get me. Yeah.
I get you. I get what you're saying. Yeah. Anchor says, "Hey mate, how you doing? I hope you're all right, Anchor. I'm doing great, thank you. I hope you're doing great too." So this season so far, I like, and you know me, I like to be very positive about football. I would argue. What?
You have to just be honest about how it's going.
Yeah. I would argue, and it's horrible for me to say this, I'm trying to say it with a smile so I don't cry. This is probably one of our worst seasons in history, I would say.
Do you
One
mean
of them.
in terms of the start or like the way we're just playing?
The whole thing, from off the pitch to on the pitch to the manager being sacked.
Of like Ollie getting sacked.
And
like that.
Yeah, and it's just been so emotional, and you watching. We sort of watched our club legend like in tears.
Yeah, it was emotional when it's Man United. That's 100%.
Yeah, 100%. But for me, it's already. It's been very, very stressful. If I had the choice now to end the season, I probably would, but obviously we can't. So we've got to be positive.
I'll take fourth right now.
Of course, yeah, I'd take fourth. I do think we will end up getting third.
I think if Chelsea collapse, like we could get third if Chelsea completely collapsed, but I think we'd get fourth this year. I'll give you my season outcome. I think of the 3 competitions if you want.
Yeah, well, yeah, I'm gonna ask for that for now. Realistic expectations / outcome. What do you think will happen?
I think Man United this year. Well, we're out of Carabao Cup third round to West Ham, isn't it? So that was September, isn't it? I think. Yeah, no, we crashed out like that. But I think we'll finish fourth unless Chelsea completely collapse, which I don't think will happen. We'll win the FA Cup and we'll finish the semi-finals of the Champions League. That's what I think.
I think we'll finish third, win the Champions League, and win the FA Cup. I'm going bold.
But Di Matteo. So it's going to be a Chelsea Di Matteo season.
Yeah, I'm going very bold. I'm trying to be really positive.
I would have said, I'm completely with you. It's not we can't win we could definitely win the Champions League, but it depends who we get in the draw. Also depends on the fact that players that are available at the time. So if we have an injury crisis at that time of the season, I don't know, but we'll have to see.
Hopefully not.
FA, I'm not going to say it's in the bag, but FA Cup's a competition I could see us definitely winning this year.
Definitely, yeah. Kyle says, I'd love to go United, but man don't got money. Hopefully you can go one day.
I'm skint as well, but even me, I want to go to Man United, Atletico Madrid. And yeah.
Oh, I tried to get tickets for that for my uncle's birthday and I couldn't.
Listen, mate, if you're coming, link up with me, we'll have a chat, mate, outside the stadium.
I tried to get tickets for the away one, but yeah, we'll be going to the home one. So
I know you do football obsession, but you may as well do fan cams as well.
Oh, I'm not doing fan cams.
They're not loads of fan cams, but like discussion before.
Yeah. I get what you're saying, yeah. Kind says, Keane has a video of me already, big time. This season's been pathetic because of Glazers. Yeah, it has. Because
you can't really disagree. Like some embarrassing games.
No, yeah.
It's been really dispute that, yeah.
Ravi says, big up. I hope you're all right, Ravi. We're winning the Champions League, DSS.
We have every chance. Champions League, every chance.
100%. Does Ralph know his best 11? Probably not yet. No. We've trimmed the squad down a lot this.
He's mentioned about I mean, I think he rates Shaw nowadays, but Shaw and Wan-Bissaka, he even said he wasn't the biggest fans of. That's why he gives Tellers and Dallo a lot more game time.
Definitely, yeah. Kind thinks 6th Champions League win.
6th
FA Cup.
We won the Champions League game 6th, brilliant, but I don't think we'd finish below the North London club. No way.
No, we're better than Arsenal and Spurs, aren't we?
They're not reliable at all.
No chance, no. I need to see Ronaldo live all my life.
I've seen Ronaldo live, mate. Tottenham away. And that game was brilliant, by the way. I saw players I never thought I would see. Varane, Cavani. I never thought I'd ever see Cavani.
Oh, that game. It was a rocky game that way.
It was a great match, to be honest. Like, De Gea didn't have a save to make. Very comfortable.
No, it was dubbed as the El Saki-ko, weren't
it? Yeah. No, Nuno didn't know what the fuck he was doing. Boro, who's their best player. And Son and Kane did absolutely nothing. And De Gea had no saves to make. Varane and Maguire were literally camped on the edge of the Tottenham penalty box. That's how high we were playing. And then I saw Ronaldo's goal, fantastic. And even his offside goal was brilliant. Yeah.
And that was the game where I started to think maybe Ollie can pull this back.
Even Cavani, like that goal, like the movement was beautiful.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Cavani's movement.
Your man Rashford wrapped up as well.
I want to speak about Rashford. Obviously, we've already spoke about him quite in depth, actually. But he's obviously had a very difficult 12 months, as well as Man United. He's had a very difficult 12 months, and it's always great to see Rashford smiling and scoring again, isn't it?
I want him to be happy because he's one of my favourite players, if not my favourite, for sure.
100%. Yeah, yeah. I would say he's my favourite player in world
On and
football.
off the pitch, he's a saint. There's no two ways about it.
No, yeah, I completely agree, and he loves the club as well. I don't think he'll ever. I hope he'll never leave.
I think
can't.
he wouldn't voluntarily leave. He would only
No.
have to out the club. That's the only way.
Yeah. That you're right. Yeah.
As I said earlier, he's a one-club man, the modern-day Gary Neville, in the sense that he'll play for Man United, and that's about it in kinds of clubs.
Yeah, and I love that about Gary Neville. It makes him obviously respect him even more.
Get an interview with him, mate, on the overlap.
Oh, I'd love that.
I want to watch Declan Rice's overlap interview.
Oh yeah, he's just been on it, and it was it today? It got uploaded.
Yeah, got his questions. I was watching a bit of the the old match in the background.
Ah, right. Fair enough. Yeah. Well, we'll just get to the last comments, and then you can go and watch it. The Terminator was on fire that game. Don't forget, 100%. The Spurs game.
Oh, he played fine. Yeah, no, he was great that game.
Yeah. Kine says, if you see any tickets, let me know. I'll go by myself to see him. I need to see my idol.
Yeah, because all the London away games I can go to, but like Old Trafford's what I want to be for Champions League.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
Atletico Madrid. We've never played Atletico Madrid before. That's such a good, intriguing match to watch.
100%, especially with Simeone. It's going to be very interesting. I think we'll beat him. Question: how important is the FA Cup for United? I think it's very important.
I think, especially if Ollie was here, that would be his one of his main objectives to win that, because that's that. He's always had the question: can he win a trophy? But let's be fair. I mean, if we lose a penalty shootout because of our goal kick, it's not like his fault, really. I mean, the decisions he made were a bit stupid, but like he generally speaking, like we lost to a goalkeeper penalty.
Yeah.
Not much you can do.
And I want to get you the last question from me. I want to get your opinion on who is your preferred manager for permanent.
Eric Ten Hag, and I'm not accepting any other answer.
Say mine's Eric Ten Hag, and then I'd say Graham Potter.
He's good, but he's like, it's not Moyes, but I'm saying I don't know if he could jump to a big club like that.
Possibly.
Of his career.
Yeah, I've spoken to a lot of people about Graham Potter and on here as well.
He's
and they basically said,
I don't want him to jump the gun. He's too early.
Yeah, they've basically said exactly the same thing. For me, I just love watching Potter ball. It's just great to watch.
Brighton are a good watch, I'll be honest.
Yeah. Definitely. Blakey says FA Cup very important this season. It's very important this season. We need a trophy. It's been far too long.
The only trophy I've never seen Man United win. Obviously, we won it 2016, but I remember crying my eyes out when I think Puncheon scored for Palace.
Oh yeah.
We were going to lose the game, and Rooney did some amazing run around 6 players. Matt scores, Fellaini knocks it down, Matt scores, and then Lingard.
That's what cemented Lingard's hero status for me.
But that was 5 years ago. He was 23 at the time, and he was considered like a youngster, but a very late youngster. Obviously.
Oh yeah. Right, I'm going to say thank you for coming on the stream, Isaac, especially as we had audio issues at the start.
Yeah, we didn't the window, but it's all right.
No, it's fine. I know you wanted to get on because obviously we were messaging and you were saying I should come on the stream. So thank you for coming on, and I hope you've enjoyed it as well.
I'll tell you what, I'll come on another stream, but like you want to do a game week review or something like that, I'll do one of them if you want.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I'm trying to
weekend, whatever you want.
Well, I've got a few sort of booked in already.
Yeah. Tell me a week where it's good.
Yeah. I'll let you know, like whenever I've got one available, and I need a guest, I'll let you know. Definitely, be great to get you on. Yeah, for 100%.
Mate, I've got busy day for me, mate. I love training today. I got a training tonight. I'm shattered.
You got training tonight as well.
Yeah, double
God.
Day for me. My agency, football agency today. And for my Saturday team tonight. I'll tell you, my week's very busy, to be honest. Monday, football. Tuesday, football. And then I got 7-a-side. Wednesday, match. Thursday, football and training around the corner. Friday, sometimes I have 7-a-side as well. Saturday, match. Sunday, match. Busy week for me.
Before we end the stream, I just want to ask you guys, and there's currently 7 people in here, and the people will watch afterwards as well. If you could, I'm going to show an Instagram page. If you could just give the Instagram page a follow. I work for this company. It's a sports therapy company. If everyone could give it a follow, as it's just a small company. It's called Patar Healthcare, PTAH healthcare, all in one word on Instagram. If you
Do you
could
wanna
just
tag
give
that
it a follow.
in the
Pardon?
description? Do you want to tag
Yeah.
it in the description?
Actually, yeah, I'll put it in the comments now and then tag
Yeah,
it in the description as well. There's a bot in the comments as well. Qatar, health, and then I'll end the stream there. Healthcare. There we go. Right, make sure you give that Instagram page a follow, guys. If there's a way to kind of right, I've pinned that comment, I think.
You know, on the YouTube page, you see where it says my name. Does it have my Twitter tag, like the full name?
Yeah, yeah, it does. Yeah, it does on the. It should show. I think. I need to
My
tag
name
your Twitter in the description.
Handle. Well, it's my username, but
Yeah, I'll put your Twitter in the description because I've not got the actual name showing. So I'll end the stream there and then I'll do them two things what I need to do. But thank you for coming on. I appreciate that.
yeah, no, anytime, mate.
All right, thank you.